We're recording.
Good morning.
So I wanted to ask you because
You're not doing the intro?
your relationship has inspired me in ways, and I think, it's not good to compare, but in comparison to our entire family, at least that I know of, um, your relationship and marriage, I think, is one of the healthiest. Um, so I wanted to ask you, you're going on 10 years now almost? 9 years, 10
Um,
years?
8th year anniversary is in 2 weeks, and then we've known each other for
Dated
going on 10
dated
years.
for 10 years.
Dated for 2, married
Like
for
8.
got married, and then
So
so 10
total
total,
10
almost 10.
years together.
Yeah.
That's a whole
So
decade.
Stacy just she just reminded me, she was like, I've been married, so 8 years is half of what she's going on 16.
It's
So
wild.
that's just wild. Like,
Time just flies, huh?
I know, but yeah, we've been through a lot. Um, I mean, what do you specifically find like so inspiring about like
This podcast isn't
my
about me, it's
relationship?
about you.
Yeah, but it ties into like
So I
what
I
I can
think
elaborate
the
on.
way y'all communicate and the way y'all just still love each other so much, and the way y'all, I don't want to say depend on each other, but you have that trust where you can depend on each other. And like, not that I've known of, but I never heard y'all getting into any type of toxic, like really bad
Mm, we don't
toxic.
we don't really like
And
ever.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's inspiring, like toxic. I've seen toxic relationships. I've been in one. Other family members may or may not be in some. So it's
That's
like
yeah.
that is what is inspiring to me. And then the fact that you can say, like, I want to grow old with this person. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, during your 10 years, how do you handle temptation, and how do you talk about it openly with your partner?
So it first off, um, that question, being able to talk about it openly, it requires a lot of trust. So you have to trust when you have the temptation, you have to trust that your partner will be understanding and be receptive, or at least hear you out, like understand where you're coming from your point of view. And then on the other hand, your partner has to trust that you will stay loyal. So the fact that we both reciprocate trust is like the biggest factor. So I feel comfortable I can talk about these temptations, and I know I trust myself. First off, like that's another thing, you have to trust yourself. No, I trust myself not to act on those temptations. And then I also trust that Chris will not overreact when we talk about it in a healthy way.
Yeah, it's
So
like
that's like the biggest.
trust is always the thing, and it's like so hard because
That you have to build it. That's 10 years of trust being
it's
built.
building it, but then it's also like you really have to have trust because you're not gonna be with that person 24/7, watching their every single move.
Exactly.
So it's like there is always gonna be times where you really just have to put trust in them. And so, can you explain what this temptation was? How did you feel about it? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you scared to tell your partner about it? How did that go about?
So obviously I don't want to go
You don't
into
have to go
specifics or
names or
like,
anything, just
yeah, that just in general, so essentially the temptation, this is like most recently, this is like kind of the first time this has ever
in
happened to
10
me.
years.
And that, yeah, so within all of
Oh,
this,
wow.
So essentially, I would internalize it and it would like kind of eat away at like, internally. And it would get to the point where I would see myself being irritable with the kids, with my husband, like, and he picked up on that energy. And he's like, I've noticed since he literally could pinpoint like the day. He's
Wow.
like, ever since this day, and that day was like a week ago, he's like, you've been holding on to anxiety for like a couple days now, and like, do you want to talk
Mm,
about it? And I'm just like, sure. Like, and I open up about it. He understands me. He's like, hey, like, there is nothing wrong with fleeting thoughts. Like, it's action that, like, that is when it
the
becomes like a
action is
moral
what
dilemma.
breaks.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
having the thoughts, it means you're
you're
human.
normal. Everyone.
Yeah, like you're literally human.
Yeah.
So you have to hold yourself accountable to like how you process those thoughts. You can be self-aware and be like, hey, these are unhealthy thoughts. And you can break it down to your temptation, you're tempted by, a certain temptation, whatever. And you can say, hey, this is not about the person. This is about what did my nervous system pick up on that it needs. So you can find a healthy way to capture that feeling or whatever, thoughts you have in your own relationship.
Well, one thing I
You know what I mean?
notice
Like,
about temptation, though, is I think what makes it so spicy and enticing is
is it the intensity of like
the
the feeling? Like,
novelty. Because it's
yeah.
like when you're with a partner for 10 years, uh, uh,
It gets
God willing for life,
complacent, like,
you get
yeah.
you lose novelty over time.
You get what is it called? Monotony, like same shit, different day, like,
Well, you just
there's
you
no
lose that novelty of the beginning of the
we
relationship.
we've been
So,
through we've been through those periods. Obviously, once you have kids, we don't go on date. Like, I have an issue allowing other people to like step in and watch the kids,
yeah.
because I'm like, they're my kids, they're my responsibility. And I know that everybody deserves that break, but it's just hard for me to like, first off, find somebody. It's like the only people close to us, like mom lives locally, but even then, it's like I have this like guilty conscience of burdening people because I know my kids best. I don't want them going over somebody's house destroying it.
Mm.
So that's like a
You gotta
mental
give
block.
yourself grace for that.
Yeah, but we make sure that we find time for ourselves, to kind of like, keep a connection established. So like little moments, it's like, oh, the kids go to bed. What do? We go and watch an anime together, or we have deep conversations. We don't have to go and do all the Instagram worthy shit. We don't have to go fucking frolic on the beach
I think
or
that helps
like,
though.
go to,
I think
like
that
those
helps.
moments are nice,
Yeah.
but they're not
They're
realistic
not the
to,
core. Like,
you cannot
yeah.
carry the entire relationship on doing that every day,
Yeah.
because the more you do special things, they become more novel. They're not as special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So savoring those big moments for like,
And
the once in a
eventually you're
while.
gonna do everything. So it's like
So you have to be able to feel comfortable with your partner even in silence. Like if you can sit in a room and they're across the room doing their own thing, you're doing your own thing, you could coexist and not feel like anxious, or that you
oh
have to
yeah.
like start a conversation, or even like just topics. Like, we don't have to just talk about the hard shit, the kids, like the finances. It's like we also, I know it's cliche and like cheesy, but like he's my best friend. Like, I
No,
know
it
like I
should
can consider
be.
you like a best
Your
friend,
marriage
but
should
like
be.
we
You
are
shouldn't be
partners,
married
we're best
to someone
friends.
you're not friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take away the family life, the romance. We could still have hold a conversation about our general interests. We know each other. I know all my
So I want to
secrets.
know.
He knows all my secrets. Like,
So I want to know why. were you scared to open up about that before he said something?
Because I wanted to I wanted to understand why.
You
Um,
felt that way?
yeah, it's like, why did I feel this way? Like I said about that whole, your nervous system subconsciously picks up on comfort. Like that's like the
Wow.
default of like what your body wants to find. So the fact that
You felt
this
comfort with it.
person, I felt instant
Oh,
comfort, and
wow.
I'm like, I'm 100% introverted. If I could, I'd be
100%.
agoraphobic and just live in my house all day and not do, you know, like
Nah,
I'm not a
everybody
people
has a little
person.
bit. There
So,
was like a new study or something I heard somewhere. It's like most people actually are, they call it ambivert.
ambivert, yeah,
But you're
ambiverts, you have both.
ambivert, but you have a leaning.
Like leaning,
So
yeah.
it's like most people, of course, if you're introvert, you still need to socialize. That's part of life.
Uh,
So it's like you
it's
you
becoming
still,
easier and easier to not have to interact with the world.
yeah. So you can continue your story.
Oh, sorry. So, no, I just felt instant, like you know me at this point. I am pretty much have social anxiety to an extent. I can still interact with people. I put on a customer service voice when I'm interacting with other people, like I'm super pleasant. I mean, that's really who I am, but I feel like
I didn't know you
I
had
bump
that
up the
side of you.
charm a little. Like I bump up the charm a little bit. It's genuine, but you know that when I go home, I'm cussing people out and shit. So, um, once I'm comfortable, like that's when you get the like the no what is it called? No filter me. But I'm still pretty
Mm.
genuinely like I'm a upbeat person. Like but no, so it normally takes me like months, weeks, like to become like to open up and feel comfortable. You know, if I do have to talk to people, it's like very one word answers or like
I want to
disinterest or
ask you, what do
like
you think it was about this new person that put you at
um
ease?
so I think that I felt like I could feel just like energy like reciprocated, like basically I felt like myself mirrored back to me in his energy, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
it's like
Yeah. It's like an
it just
instant
felt
understanding.
like a like a instant like my soul, or I don't know if you believe in like
I
all that
believe in
spiritual
soul
stuff, but
bonds.
it was like a resonance, like an instant
Essence.
I feel you. Like I feel
Yeah.
you, I understand you. And it's like unspoken. It's you know, like
Yeah, they
I don't
say
know,
no, they
it's
say
weird.
they
Just like a familiarity,
they
like
say like in, if you believe in quantum physics, you're in the same wavelength.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you find somebody literally on the same
So it's just
wavelength
like
as you,
it's like a easy
it's like,
connection.
imagine if you're like, there's two people on different wavelengths,
Hmm.
it's hard to connect
Kind
because
of
you're
like
on two different wavelengths.
like
But
magnets.
when
Yeah,
you're
like they
literally on the
repel.
same, it feels like a, like I always say this, it feels like a puzzle piece that
Like a
just
perfect
fit
fit.
right into. So
Yeah. I think that's the difference also with like my marriage, is that we had to build into that, like how that fit, how we fit. With this specific like thing, um, it's like I didn't even have to try. I didn't ask for it.
mm,
Um, and I have firm boundaries, and it's just kind of like in my head, I justify this as being like this is platonic, and yes, there's charged energy and it feels intense,
attraction.
and um, I don't even know if so. I think there is a level of physical attraction, but that's not how I prioritize.
You
I
have
don't prioritize
boundaries.
like physical. Yeah, so essentially like he knows I have kids, he knows I'm married. We didn't
He's
really
not
like this is
persistent.
Yeah, he's not persistent, but he's present. So I feel
Because you
seen.
work
I
with him.
feel heard. Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, you can't say that, but
Okay, okay.
no, you're good.
I just won't say any
Okay, but
names, but he's
man,
you
but I
see
only
him a
work with
lot. You
literally
see him a
so
lot.
no, cat's out the bag, whatever. It's not like he's going. But I only work with like two guys, and one is an old fart that's just like reminds me of dad,
Oh
and then the
wow.
other one is him. So
Oh wow.
no, and it's kind of crazy because I had this moment, and this is where I just like it like solidified that like this is just like someone that's meant to be in my life. And so you know where we grew up, we spent all I mean, I still live in like relatively close, but uh there's the mall that we grew up in.
Hmm.
Like it literally was like a mile down from our house. We were there every weekend. It lot holds a lot of memories. That mall is dead now.
Yeah.
Like it's still standing, but it's just a shell of itself. So I have to work in this mall, and this particular day, my coworker came with me, and I only see him probably like once a month, a couple times a month. He lives like 5 hours away. He had to commute to help me. Um, but it was like dark. It was like nighttime. It was like 7 at night. We were at this empty mall, the childhood mall, and it was so nostalgic, and I felt like a child, like a awe, like I just felt
Yeah.
like so overwhelmed with like a warmth, like the nostalgia was hitting me. I was like a little kid showing them around. I'm like, hey, this is where this used to be growing up. Like it felt like
Oh, because it was
I
new for
felt an
him.
even stronger connection. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was like, but I was able to do that without overthinking, without feeling anxious. And that's
Yeah.
something that is new for me because I normally like to plan what I'm going to say. Like I feel very rehearsed a lot when I'm dealing with
Mm.
people I don't know and I don't feel comfortable with. And mind you, I've only known him for like we've only met in person probably like 4 or 5 times, like
Oh
ever.
wow, and it was that
Um,
strong.
so to be able to like experience that moment of like I just felt I felt like my whole body could relax. I didn't feel tense.
I know the feeling.
Um, yeah, so hmm anyway.
I do.
It's just to be able to feel that with someone is just
So
like
quickly too.
it's refreshing
Yeah.
because I've been stuck in not that there's anything wrong with my marriage, but we've been lacking a little bit of that excitement
That's what
because
I'm
we've
saying, that
become so
novelty.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Um, but then that's where I take that experience of I saw this, it lit up all my like senses, my nervous system is like alive again, and I say it's not about the person, it's about what your body is like wanting. My body responded to what he gave,
So what
the energy he gave.
so how can you take that energy into your marriage?
And then that's the question. And that would be different for everybody. It depends on your situation. So
Because
it's like
what you're
what
explaining
like I could
literally
bring,
sounds like novelty. Just like you're
and that's
new
the thing. That's the
person, new
loophole.
feelings,
Like,
but it's like when you're in a marriage, what is the novelty besides actually just going and doing new things, you know?
yeah, so um basically it's like if you feel like unheard or unseen and then someone else gives you that attention, you're like, "Damn, like this feels different from your marriage." And it's like just I don't know
What do
how to
you think it
explain it,
was for
but
you though? Because I think do you think you
I
feel
have
heard and
been
seen and everything in your marriage?
um in my marriage, yes. Lately, as far as life in general, no,
Oh, really?
because first off, I'm raising two feral ghoul children.
Ghouls.
Well, I'm a Fallout person, so say ghouls, but so do you know that when you become a parent, you have to be okay with repeating yourself a million times? over and over
Oh
and over
yeah,
and
that
over.
that's the one thing I
Like
always tell everybody
that's the
is,
unheard.
oh, that's not really your marriage though.
Well, that's the thing. So I that frustrates me having to repeat
Yeah,
myself.
I'm the
Like my
same.
tolerance
Yeah.
is low. Um, but then when I go to my husband about it and I vent to him, the kids are driving me crazy. I hate repeating myself. That's kind of where he's like, it shouldn't bother you to that extent. It should not
Uh,
ruin. Like sometimes I feel like we don't share the same
parenting style.
basic like parenting styles.
Yeah.
So what bothers me and I overreact, it doesn't translate with him. He's like, nah,
Uh,
like, he can sit there and listen to them cry. I cannot. So I'll give
mm,
in to what they want.
mm.
And then he's like, damn, like, why did you
It's
do
like a
that? Like,
maternal
you let them
response.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's how I feel kind of unheard in a sense with my husband. But that is fixable. It's like,
You can
okay,
work
you
on
you just
that.
take a
Yeah.
you take a step back. You're like, okay, well, let me go hide in my room until they stop crying, and you deal with because you like to deal with the crying apparently. Or like he will literally troll them and make them cry, and I'm like, you just like to watch the world burn. Like that's just his humor. He's
Mm.
think like it's just a playful teasing, but in my head it's like, why are you making them cry? You know they're gonna cry.
Okay,
Like,
so what do you think the biggest issue was in building the marriage that you have now, and what advice do you
um,
think you would give people who've been through something similar?
so you have to, from the start, you have to know what you want from the relationship. Do you see yourself like, and this is like just foreshadowing for like future. It's like, can you see yourself being with this person at their worst and being supportive of them at their best? So you have to like set those boundaries and standards like from the start. And, because basically over the years, we've gotten to know more and more and more about each other. When you first meet somebody, you get surface level. Like this is the thing that kind of solidified that the trust was there from the start. So my husband was sexually abused by his adoptive family as a child. So adopted dad, adopted sister, family friend, like he basically was like a huge target. He was sexually abused by like a bunch of people in his life as a kid. And he had never told anybody about this. He actually he has a lot of repressed memories.
Yep.
So he basically he knows the surface of it, knows what happens, but then like over time like memories have been like trickling and um he told me about all that some of that shit within 2 weeks of meeting me. For some reason he felt compelled to like tell me about that. And he told me, he said, you didn't run away. You weren't scared. You heard me.
Mm.
You didn't,
I wonder how many people he
I
did that
wasn't
to.
disgusted. Nobody,
Oh, you were the first.
nobody in all his life. First and only. Um,
Wow.
and we basically, he opened up with that from the beginning. And I'm just like, okay, that sets a tone. That sets a tone
It's
that
like
he feels comfort in me.
to
He
open
trusts me
up.
enough
Yeah.
about something like that. No one, and I'm like, I've asked him a lot. I said, why did you feel the need that you needed to tell me then and there, like me specifically? And he says, I don't know, it just felt right.
And how did you
And
feel? You're like, this is too much. Who is
I
this
was just,
guy?
I quite,
Nah, I'm just
yeah, not that.
kidding.
I felt like I wanted to nurture him, or I just felt like I wanted to
Ah,
be like, okay, I hear you, I understand you. If you want to talk about it more, you can. If not, like that's just part. Basically, he
okay.
shared with me a part of who he has been. And that, how trauma works. Trauma fucks you up. Subconsciously,
Yeah, you don't want to
even
trauma
just like
bond with
your
somebody.
traits, like, yeah,
It
so it's
actually
like
turns
I don't
toxic.
know what that I don't know what that feels like. I mean, as far as I know, I've never been like sexually abused.
I
Um,
think your trauma
but
was like more bullying and
but
self-esteem
that
and
stems from a self-esteem thing, and like I would say I don't have any physical trauma, but I do have emotional baggage.
Yeah.
Like the feeling abandoned by your parent, is like probably the biggest
Yeah,
one.
and
It's
I
like
don't think they're
you
not
have such a strong
and
bond
I don't think they
and
should be, like, treated any better than or less than, like, it's
yeah,
your
it's like
trauma is that's your trauma,
it's subjective.
Yeah.
It's subjective and it also the mindset of the individual it happened to is it's very like what is it called? Different. So in my head, I was devastated because I felt abandoned by our dad. We had such a strong, bond growing up. And then
Yeah.
when he leaves, then I start as a child because I had nobody to come in and like tell me or like hype me up.
That's
It
so
felt like
sad.
the blame is on me. What did I do to push him away? Why doesn't he love me anymore? Why did he not come out? Stuff like I started asking myself those questions, and those are not questions that
A
a 8-year-old
7-year-old.
or whatever, yeah.
No, it makes me so sad because I know I have that connection with my daughters, and I don't know how I would never wanna break that with them.
And then as an adult, I asked myself, what did our dad go through in
Yeah,
life to make him like,
run away.
to be able to like abandon his children
4
like
whole
that?
kids,
Like
yeah.
my two kids are my world. Like I
I think
can't
it's more
comprehend
common than you
like,
think. There's so many sperm donor dads out
yeah, but
there.
does that automatically make them a bad person? It depends on the
I don't
circumstance. That's
think
why I forgive.
automatically. I think it's kinda like what you
Like
said, like, what
what hard
trauma did they go
choice have
through
they,
that
yeah.
made them wanna run away from
'Cause
you?
I don't think our dad was just one day like, I hate these kids, I want to get the fuck out. Like that's not. I guarantee you, he had sleepless nights, all them nights alone, and he missed us and wondered what we were doing. He tried at one point, like he tried to reach out, and
But
then we were going through our phase of like trying to understand it, like, but
yeah,
our brains are still developing. We don't comprehend it at that time. The automatic thought that reverted to my head is, I'm to blame for this.
yeah.
I didn't think about the hard conversations mom and dad had all at night while we were sleeping, or like the struggles that mom had, gone through to put food on our table, or the nuances of like mom went through heartbreak, like dad was a serial cheater. It's like you don't think about those things
When you're
when
a
you're
kid, yeah.
younger. So then your mind creates it. Your mind naturally fills in the gaps. So when even
Yeah,
as an adult, like when things happen, it's like your mind tries to like create like a
narratives.
solid story, a
Yeah,
narrative, yeah. So sometimes it's like you could literally, your mind is so strong it believes that shit happened when that wasn't even the
yeah,
case.
you just created your own.
So, and then you believe it to your core, and it's fabricated. And
So, you were
I don't know.
saying, um I was asking how do y'all handle conflict and what was the biggest issue? You started with explaining how you built trust. So
Hmm.
then where does the conflict come in and how do y'all handle that?
So 9 times out of 10, I would say I'm the instigator in
You're the
conflict.
instigator?
Uh,
What?
yeah, because um Chris is agreeable, and it's gotten to the point, and
I think that's
mind you,
female nature.
this is this is where healthy dialogue and self-awareness comes in.
Mm.
So I noticed that Chris is not vocal when things bother him,
Oh, yeah.
but
I
he
noticed that
but
too.
he
He's
100% of the
passive
time,
aggressive.
if I say something, if I ask him something, no matter how trivial, he will agree with me and not voice his opinion. And sometimes I ask him, I said, why are you afraid to tell me no?
That's a
Like,
trauma
and
issue because the
yeah,
first
so
thing that
I
comes to my
can't like
mind
get past that.
well, the first thing that comes to my mind is something along the lines of his childhood trauma where nothing he said mattered. So,
Hmm.
if nothing you say matter,
So why even waste your energy and
why
like,
even try? to voice your own opinion.
Well, here's the thing. I I don't know what made him like develop this irrational fear, but I think you probably could see where he's coming from with this because you grew up with me and you know me. He's afraid to make me angry because when I do get angry, I say things that I don't mean that I end up regretting the next day.
Yeah, I
And
wish
I
you
can
would
become
die,
very
drop off a cliff,
basically
and I don't know.
basically I grew up and this is definitely because of the mom who raised us. I grew
That
up with the
aggression.
mentality that when you hurt me, I want you to hurt just as much. And
Yeah,
I've shifted away
hurt
from
people,
that
hurt
mentality.
people.
Yeah, so I've 100% shifted away from that. And I've come to Chris. I'm like, hey, please don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of repercussions because
Wait,
if
what
I
was
get
the worst
upset,
thing
guess
you've
what?
ever said to him?
I don't fucking know.
You don't
I
remember?
know you
You just black out?
because it doesn't happen very often. It
Oh,
literally
that's
doesn't.
good.
And
Yeah, I know me. You freaking
but also Chris is one of those people that when he does yell, it's scary. Like you don't want to experience it because it's so seldom that it happens. Um, so
Mm.
we kind of just sometimes we're agreeable just to tiptoe around each other's like anger. But like I said, we our anger is regulated. So
So how do
it's
you
okay
so
to
how do you
like
regulate that when that conflict happens?
that's why I internalize it. I take a step away and I basically go cold shoulder. I'm like, hey, he senses that did something to fuck up.
So basically like
I will step
space.
away and he'll give me my
So you
space.
need space.
But then, but here's the funny part that he actually picked up on. I will want space, but then I also want him within arm's reach. So I'll be quiet. I'll be like giving him a cold shoulder, and then I'll still be like sliding close to him and just like being cuddly. And he's just like you still want me here, but you just don't want me to talk to you. Like I still want the comfort, but also the space at the same time. So it's like
That sounds
he's
like
like both.
that
It's
sounds like
like,
a father-daughter relationship. Uh,
well, maybe I have a fucked up daddy issues, so
No, that
I
literally
don't
is
know.
like what Layla will do to me.
Like I still feel
Yeah.
he still is my comfort.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you're angry at your comfort, what do?
Yeah.
Basically, I play tough. I play tough and I seem like I'm being like distant and cold, but at the same time in my head I'm like, I wish he would talk to me. I
I
want to
think
go hug him so bad.
yeah,
Like
I think with everyone it's probably going to be a little bit different with how you
it's just
resolve conflict.
subjective,
But I
but it
think it's
also
important
like
though. I think it's a core thing that any relationship needs because there's a saying like never let the dust settle because when you
mhm.
let the dust settle over conflict and so many conflicts that leave unresolved, you eventually build up this layer of resentment and then you don't even realize you'll just be angry at the person for no reason. And
That is literally like the greatest example of that is me and Michael. Like he will
mm,
just have an argument and
just pretend it
then I'll
didn't
just be
happen.
like, no, no, no. I will literally like we'll ghost each other. It's like I'm not talking. Like and the worst was when we lived under the same roof. We were both still living at mom's and we weren't talking to each other and he would like make a comment. He'd be like, we'll all be in the same room. He'd make a comment to mom and it's a low key jab at me, but he's not talking to me
That's
directly.
so passive
And that would make
aggressive.
me feel so fucking bad.
That's so
And
passive aggressive.
but no, it's like it got to the point where we that was a 2 year thing and we didn't even know what was the original cause of
That's what I'm
the
saying.
spitefulness.
And that happens
Like then you
in
just
any relationship.
that energy is draining.
It is.
Like
And it's so
and it's just like
unnecessary.
why? And then you get to the point where you're not even angry anymore, but it's just become so part of your life to do that that like
You have
you
this
don't
like
even question it.
residual like
And then it
bad
becomes
energy.
awkward because you want to talk to each other, but who initiates that? It becomes so awkward and like basically something traumatic has to like
I think
come in and like
sometimes
bond you
people
back
just
together.
need those boundaries. Like, honestly,
Well,
especially when it comes to family, I don't think you should
I would not
feel.
ever live with family
I
again.
don't
I
think
would not ever
anyone
like rely on
listening, I
them.
don't think you should ever feel obligated to hang out with your family, especially if they're
Yeah.
not in the healthiest space and they don't know how to protect your own boundaries. Like, that's why it's called like taking a break and having these boundaries, because you should
That's like a
never.
mental reset for yourself. You
It's
know what
for
I mean?
yourself, and
Like,
just you shouldn't ever feel obligated to hang out with family just because you're supposed to, or they're your family. It's like,
and that's literally the opposite of how we were raised. Do
mhm,
you know that mom, she has 14 siblings. They always have shit going on. But then she's like, "Up, though no matter what, that's my blood, that's my sibling."
yeah,
Like, no,
no,
even if your mom, like literally your own blood, did something so bad to you, you would just take it just because
just
that's your
because it's
parent.
your
Like,
blood,
no.
no,
I believe in like human to human compassion should
mhm,
trump anything in the world. It's
yeah.
like we're both on on like the microscopic molecule level. We are all humans. We're all made up of the same DNA. It looks differently, but at the end of the day, it's like there's a general basic respect that you should like give to other people, like no matter who they are. And just because you're my mom, that it deletes that,
So I
like,
want to
you know.
know what is your definition of love? What does that look like?
Um, so I don't consider anything in the beginning stages of relationships to be love. That right there is your it's like the effect that the dopamine
The
has on your
honeymoon of
nervous
honeymoon
system.
phase.
That honeymoon phase, that basically you cannot love someone until their patterns have shown. So when they're consistent in the things that they do, that's when you can like determine it's like, oh, I can love this person
Okay, well,
because you love them without the novelty
what about, because the first thing that comes to my mind is unconditional love. And when I had Luna and Layla,
of the kids,
it's
yeah.
like I knew I was gonna
Well,
love them.
that's a different dynamic. That's father daughter. This is strictly the love in the sense of like a relationship, like a spouse, like um so it's like
So you don't
when
think
you're
love is
speaking of
love?
directly,
You don't
um
think love is
I
love?
think that the feeling that you have in the beginning stages of a relationship, I don't think that's love.
It could blind
Like I
you.
think that yeah, you're blinded by it. Um it could be, I would say, like a different term, like infatuation
Hmm.
or lust, or
Adoration.
you know what I mean? Because people, when they're trying to win your affection, they change how they act. They manipulate themselves to fit your mold to attract you.
So how did that look like for
So,
you and Chris?
um,
And when did you
I
notice the
mean, I could
difference?
tell like some of his nuances, and I'm not afraid to talk to him about the things that bother me. Like, he definitely didn't do this when we first started dating, but now he feels comfortable with me. We'll be in a restaurant and he's literally licking the ketchup off the plate. Like, he will literally lick up the plate and be like, ugh. And I'm like, bro, like, that is fucking embarrassing
Savage.
to me. Like, so, but when I first met
He
him,
didn't
was
do
he
that,
doing
no.
that? He was on his best fucking behavior.
Oh,
You
so
know what
like
he
little
does?
like pet peeves
Like,
and stuff.
yeah, so that's consistency and patterns. So now he's doing that, and I know he does that. We'll be walking in a store and he'll just like burp into the air. Like he sounds
Like,
like he's fucking calling a mountain. Like, yeah. And I'm
like
like, what the fuck?
those
Like,
Viking horns. They're
so so no, it's just like in the beginning of a relationship, you cannot base your ability to love them off of like who they
So
are,
you don't believe in love
because
at
that's
first
for
sight?
show. No,
Dang,
no,
really?
because that will end in disaster.
Really? You think
Um,
so?
Good relationships take time. You know, like
Hmm.
how they compare it to diamonds.
The pressure.
Diamonds are held under pressure
Yeah.
for like ages. And then when they finally like come out, they're beautiful, they're unique. And everybody's relationship is like unique.
Yeah, I
Like
think lava can't even melt
everybody
it.
is different in the world.
I think I've seen
Yeah.
a video where they like tried to pour lava on a
I mean, it's
diamond.
not indestructible, but it's tough to crack a
It's
diamond.
pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much like the hardest
But
thing on earth.
relationships take work. It is not, 100% fairy tale every second of every day. Um, but you so
Imagine that. I want
it's
that.
more no, you don't. Trust me.
Yes, I
Like I
do.
said,
I feel like I
if
could do
every
it.
moment is special, then it's not special anymore. Does that make sense? It's like if you're so alike and everything is so the same, what stands out at that point? Nothing.
No, that makes sense, but I think there's always something new to discover. And I think when you are growing with somebody and you're on this same growth path, that is,
Yeah, you have to be willing to change and willing to
I think that's what
adapt
makes it
and
special is when you really genuinely want to commit to somebody and you both want to grow together and build together. I think that's what makes it special because it's like, you know, every day we're growing and we're growing and we're learning and discovering, and I think that's the special part
and
for me.
that's the key. I was like this is the biggest key to successful relationship because obviously you can't make a general guide because everybody's
Yeah.
different. Everybody has different person. But the biggest key is that you need to accept that there are things you cannot change about the person themselves.
Mhm.
So if you cannot find yourself to change your viewpoints or trust them to change for you, your relationship is not going to go anywhere. Because if the person sees that things that they do hurt you and they cared, they would work on themselves, right?
Mhm.
Especially if you're vocal about those things that bother you.
Mhm.
So like, the little things, like let's say with Chris, I'm like, that bothers me that you like burp into the air in public and fart and if he is like okay and he hears me and then keeps doing it, that means he doesn't give a
Have you
fuck
ever seen
about how
the
you feel.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Have you ever seen those TikToks where that guy, he just randomly farts in public, like, loud as hell? And he'd be, like, doing dances and stuff, he'd be like, "Meh, meh," and, just, like, so
Maybe Chris could be a
casually
fucking TikToker.
just so casually, and, like, people, like, look like, turn around and, like, what just start cracking up.
I mean, so essentially, so that's the thing, right? Guess what? I did not expect Chris to change who he is. Guess what I did? I changed my ability to tolerate those things that he does. Because in my head, I'm just being too serious about it.
Like, little
It
pet
doesn't
peeves
deserve
and
a
stuff.
yeah, like it doesn't deserve an argument. And it also, Chris doesn't
Okay.
have that's just something lighthearted that he does that like I really don't want him to change who he is.
Okay,
You
so
know what I
what
mean?
about
So
okay, that brings up the question for me. What do you think are the core foundations for a solid, healthy relationship? For me, I'll just briefly go over them. For me, I think it's values, respect, open communication, and trust. And I think maybe if like you have like core beliefs like religion or politics, I think if you don't use that as your whole identity, and I think if you have an open mind to those things, I don't think that matters. But I know some people, like I've seen on so many dating apps, like, oh, if you're conservative, don't even
like fuck
bother.
off, like don't
Don't
even
even
bother. Yeah.
bother, swipe left, or if you're
Well,
not
then that
Christian,
naturally,
then, you know, swipe left
do
and
you know that in those type of situations, it actually benefits you because
filters.
that naturally filters out
Yeah.
the people that you don't belong with.
So what do you think are your solid
So a lot
foundations?
a lot of the same what you went over. Communication is the biggest thing. Um, Compassion and understanding,
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot expect people to be perfect. And if you're demanding perfection out of your partner,
You'll
how
never
that
get
puts
it.
them in a particular place.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make them resentful. It'll make them like fearful of
Feel
you, of like,
pressure.
oh, like if I, yeah, the pressure. It's like if I don't perform to their standards, what's going to happen? Do they love me for me, or are they trying to change me? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be compassionate and empathetic of like, I don't want to feel like someone is putting unrealistic expectations on me.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I do that to my partner? So it's a lot of like self-awareness, because it's not just you, like it's your partner, it's your family. Um, Communication, and then also a big one is that I think that a relationship should stem from the core of friendship.
I
You should be
agree.
able to say, remove the
Romance.
relationship and romance. Can I be friends with this
You don't
person?
like romance?
And like, I do, but like I said, I want to the core to be like,
You don't like
this is who I
flowers?
am. Now, I do
Oh,
actually.
you
You
like
know what?
flowers? What's your favorite flower?
So
I'll
this
send you
is
some.
another like, stop. But Chris is very thoughtful about this. When we first started dating, I mentioned in a random conversation my favorite flower. I like white roses. He showed
Oh,
up
I
to
was
my damn
thinking.
job on a random day and brought me fucking white roses and embarrassed me in front of all my coworkers. And I was embarrassed, but they were like, "Oh my gosh, I wish my husband, we weren't even married. I wish my man would do that for me." And I'm like, it's
I was
just
thinking something
thoughtful. Like,
similar. I was thinking,
you said you were gonna show up with roses for JoJo. I was like,
oh my
nah,
gosh,
man.
she's gonna listen to
That's
this.
the first day.
She's gonna listen to
That's the
this.
first day. Okay.
uh,
I hope that my person doesn't. I'm about to be outed.
I was thinking of a white xanthan. Have you
Xanthan.
heard of that flower?
I've heard of chrysanthemums.
Or maybe it was that one, chrysanthemum.
Man, I like I actually changed. I don't even like white roses anymore. I like I don't even like flowers. I like actual plants.
I
Like
need to get more plants. They
like
said it
snake
helps with
plants,
your
pothos,
oxygen and your
monster.
air
Yeah.
filter in
Um
your house.
yeah, it's just natural air filtration, and
Yeah.
we keep fish aquariums, and the aquarium water has their waste in it, but that waste is actually nutrient dense for the plants. So you can take some of that pond water
Oh,
and put
like
it in your plants and
compost.
they'll grow healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Um, okay, so one final thing that I had in mind that I wanted to ask you was what how do you see compromises? Because I think, you're not gonna get into a relationship where you agree and like every single little thing. Uh, so I think it's natural for compromises to come up where maybe you want to do something, or I know you're not very social, but I think a big compromise in a lot of relationships is like, oh, I'm gonna go out with my girlfriends. I think that's a common one actually, and I think, um, so how do you feel about that? Like just compromises in general, maybe
um,
that example I gave you. Yeah,
yeah, so actually, so you already know me. I'm not social. I literally like I don't go out. I don't have the desire for that either. Like I can literally stay home and just fucking play
homebody.
games or something.
Yeah.
Um, but no, this is actually that's a perfect example for me and Chris when we first started dating. Um,
Ah,
so this was a long time ago. He really doesn't have much of a
social
social
circle.
circle
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, he still has those core best friends that if he reached out, they would be more than happy to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to have this, it was like a monthly, like every single month, like clockwork. Him and two of his buddies, and maybe other friends if they decide to tag along, but it was always at least those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a monthly go to a bar and watch the UFC fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was like a main match like every month or whatever. And, this would run from like late evening into like maybe 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, I would let him go, no questions asked, right? And it came to a point where like I even went some of the time. You know, if I felt like being social, I would go too. So these guys, they were completely fine with me being there. You know, we get a bite to eat. We, you know, eat, even like during football season, like, you know, we'd do it a couple times. And I would no questions asked. Like, I wouldn't bug him because I know a lot of wives do this. Our sister especially, like when her husband goes out, because that's an example of no trust in a relationship. When you are constantly up their ass, even though that
You want to check
you
their
know that,
phone, you want to
yeah,
go
it's
through
like
their
they
emails
told
or
you
whatever.
they told you where they would be, and then if you trust them,
Yeah.
you take that information and you
Just
say
let it be.
okay
Yeah.
and let it be. And that's what I did with Chris for like all of our relationship, right? And then it was like once we moved to California with you, like what, like 5, 6 years ago, that's kind of when like his friends were like, okay, this is not, we're not doing this anymore
Seven
because we
years ago.
lost. Yeah, so basically they stopped doing it because they just like, they all had a falling, like not a falling out, like a bad falling out, but just a drifted apart
Yeah.
type of naturally drifted apart. Anyway, so I don't really have to deal with that anymore. It's not like I was dealing with it, but there were some times where he would be out and I would feel lonely and I'd be like, "Can you come home?" And like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, obviously he didn't really want to, but he would anyway just to like appease me. Um, but like the compromise on that was like, "Hey, just bring me back some wings or something if I let him go." You know, like basically so I felt
Oh,
like
because you
I
were
can
compromising letting him
like I'd
out.
rather be spending time with him.
You were compromising letting
Um,
him out by himself, but you would want him
yeah.
home. What about any compromises from him to you?
Um, so this happens a lot because of just how my naturally my you know my work. It's like I can create my own schedule to a point. It's like I have a list of things I got to do, but I can do it, you know, anytime I want. I can take any day I want, whatever. And there'll be some days where I'm just like, I haven't worked a fucking Monday in like months. I just naturally, I'm like, I don't feel like getting up on a Monday morning.
No Mondays?
So he's like, if you're not going to work today, you need to do fucking something. He's like,
Clean the
do some
house?
extra, like he's like clean the house
Be
or
productive or
lift some
something?
weight. Like he says if you do anything today, it needs to at least be one
Be
productive
productive.
thing.
Okay.
Like that's like compromises with him. And
Okay.
to be honest, there most of the time I don't do
You're
shit.
not good at it?
Like if I take the day off, I just want to take the damn day off.
Oh,
Like
really?
I'm terrible at it. And he sometimes he scolds me, sometimes he doesn't. Like it's who I am at this point. It's like I'm not afraid to say that I have a lazy bug. Like I
So,
don't
in
know.
general, how do you feel compromises should be worked out in a relationship?
Actually vocalizing truly how you feel and not just passive aggressive or leaving little like hints or just be direct as possible. When you're direct, there's no chance of misconception.
I think respect too. The first thing that comes to my mind is
The
respect.
way, like, yeah,
Like
don't come and
respecting
attack the
that
person.
person's concern about the compromise.
Or that's where self-awareness comes in and empathy because you might not realize that what you're doing is about like a problem to them.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to put yourself in their shoes and be like, damn, like I see where they're coming from, that allows it to be like a little less polarizing as far as like splitting like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
who you are versus who they want you to be.
Yeah.
Um, so then you start to think about consequences. It's like, oh, you stop yourself before you do something. Is this gonna make my husband upset? Is this gonna, or is this self-serving? So you have to think more about the bigger picture versus the selfishness of it.
Another thing that I thought of with that, which I think is common, is how do y'all handle jealousy?
We talk about it. I am not afraid. He knows that I have the hots for like Pedro Pascal or some shit. Like he'll be like, "Oh damn, that's your boyfriend."
I don't know what people
Like
see in that man.
that man is
He
sexy.
looks like an average Mexican Joe to me.
He has confidence. I don't know.
He just
But
has that
that's
average, like,
so there's
Mexican
not
look.
so it's not jealousy because we make it into a playful, like a tease type of thing. So we make it lighthearted because
Yeah, I
I'm
let
not
go
jealous
of
because I trust
jealousy.
that he's not going to ask.
Be
I mean, I trust he's not going to act on those. So
Yeah.
jealousy ties in
So,
trust.
yeah, so,
You
like,
know what I mean?
let's imagine the scenario that you just talked about in the beginning about temptation. A
Mm,
normal man that maybe I think jealousy ties into insecurity and
insecurity.
trust
Yeah.
because you're not secure in yourself and your own confidence, that you are afraid of something happening between somebody else.
Mm,
That's why I let that shit go, because I had to learn the hard way about jealousy. But yeah, how do you think it felt uh,
progress.
for Chris, and how did y'all talk about
Um,
that jealousy, if there was any?
so he had no, because sometimes feelings they brew over time and they develop. Chris did not have a chance to develop true jealousy because I was transparent with him from the start. I set my intentions.
Mm,
I said, hey, this guy and me have natural chemistry, but
mm,
I have set a hard boundary. I have no intentions of cheating on you. I have no intentions of leading this man on. I have no intentions of making it anything more than what it currently is. And the fact
yeah,
that he can take my intentions and develop trust in me around that situation, that like basically like there's no jealousy to be had.
okay.
So when he becomes insecure or untrusting, that's when those jealous thoughts will start to arrive.
Mhm,
But that's not the case for us.
that's good.
So, there's, like you said, it reflects on insecurities when you don't trust, that reflects on jealousy. Like it's all intertwined and you just have to be able to manage all the different
I
feelings.
think also when it comes to cheating, um, the
Man,
biggest
I can't
thing
even imagine cheating.
well, the
Like
biggest thing I've learned from actual being cheated on and just doing
and
it out
cheating
of
yourself.
spite
Hmm.
afterwards is that it drastically changes the bond you have that you had. So if you most people, I think, want to be monogamous, want to be committed. We're all human. We have these temptations. You're not going to think nobody else is handsome or good looking or sexy on this
That's
planet. Like you're
unrealistic.
gonna
Yeah.
have you're gonna think other people are beautiful in life. Like there's not
Hmm.
just gonna be
And
one
that's
and
all it
done.
is. That's the thought. That's not the
Yeah,
action.
you just don't act on it. But the biggest thing I learned from my ex marriage is that once you once the cheating is done, it's just like the
It's not
relationship
worth it,
is not
right?
the same anymore. It is not the
Yeah.
same. It's like
You can even pretend. And I remember you were
I was
researching
trying to
open
compromise.
marriage and shit.
I
And
was trying to
yeah,
compromise,
that
and
works for some people, but most people, they don't have the heart for it.
and I honestly
Their
didn't.
heart drops.
Yeah, I
Like,
was just trying anything to glue the relationship back together, but it changes the relationship so drastically that
and then there's like the trust. It's like, can you trust that person to
and
the
the
extent
trust,
that you
yeah,
did
you
before?
lost your trust, you were heartbroken, and the way I look at it is like, because I'm like kind of spiritual and grounded and stuff, is like imagine if you have this deep connection with somebody and you share sacred sex with somebody. Like I think it's sacred. A marriage is sacred. Like you only have sex with this one person. That takes
That
freaking
spiritual
that
bind,
takes
like you
so
become
much
intertwined as one.
courage and commitment and trust. Um and I think if you're in that monogamous relationship and you decide to cheat, you break that you break that soul connection or whatever, any glimpse of that possible soul connection that you imagined growing old with somebody is like it's no longer there. That's
Yeah.
the way I
I
describe it.
mean, but but also you have to loosen your expectations because you consider that spiritual sex or bond whatever, but the other person, their views on what sex is and what sex means could be completely different. So it's not reciprocal like
Yeah, you both have to see
feelings.
that. You both have to see that commitment as something
Yeah. But
that's
then that could just be
meaningful.
a sign. It's like your core values are not aligned.
Yeah,
And also people change. People change their core values. So being able to accommodate and like tone down your expectations for people, that's really important too. Because if some person starts changing and then they don't align with like your values anymore, what are you
like
supposed to
your
do?
change. Yeah,
Is that a deal breaker to where instantly you don't want to be married to this person anymore? Or do you
I think
compromise with your own
cheating for me
values?
now is because I
That's
had
a
to
deal
go through
breaker.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Well,
had to
because that
actually
just
go
shows
through it.
your
Yeah,
commitment. Like, essentially, in my head, there are so many opportunities for cheating. Like, I could have been cheated by now.
same
I've never
here.
cheated on in any. I've only been in. Actually, I want to go back and discuss um my first. I guess you can call it sexual
You
experiences.
lost your virginity.
So no, that's a different story. So everything but okay, and it's kind
Did you
of
freak
just
out? You lost
no, no, no.
yourself.
So this is
Your
a
eyes
it's
rolled
like
back.
thinking no, 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 no. It's not even the act of having sex. So it's just because I think that my specific experiences with a relationship is very unique because I am about to be 35 and I've only had two serious relationships. I've only had sex with two men and I've had one. So my first experience with like being like, this is more of
I don't think there's anything wrong with
infatuation.
that though. So I don't think you
Um,
should feel a
but
certain way about that.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I just feel that my experience was different and I've learned, people learn in different ways.
Mhm.
But my first ever experience with like, I don't even want to call it a relationship. I don't know what it was.
Friends with
Um,
benefits.
Well,
A
not even
fling.
because we didn't even like truly like sleep with each other. We did everything, um, but
Oh wow.
I didn't. I was still a virgin by the time I had my first ever real boyfriend, and then that's
Ah.
where it went. So this was like 3 years prior. But essentially, I had been on the dating apps and stuff. Like, I always had a profile, but I
Was
never reached out
active.
to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I would never make the first move or anything. I would only message somebody if they messaged me first, and then I felt like I was attracted to them. Anyway,
Hmm.
so this guy, he messaged me and he got my Snapchat, and then he was like,
Sending you nudes.
he essentially it was like 99% back and
I
forth like
stopped that
sexting.
crap.
Um, Me too. Like, I don't have any of those apps. But no, so here's the thing. Um, he was like local. He was from Delaware. He was actually special forces in the Air Force. And then he
Do
got
girls find
out
that
and then
hot?
I did
You
at
do-
the time. I was like, I thought about him like, damn, I'm about to have me a fucking muscular ass. Like, he
Macho.
was muscular.
Macho man.
He was like 100% my type. But actually in my head, I was like, my type is out of my league, but whatever. So I was kind of like in
Ah.
disbelief about it. So we were
I
having
have.
really good conversation back and
Yeah,
forth.
yeah, yeah.
It was like got sexual, whatever.
Okay.
I met up with him a couple times. We like did whatever, like making out and all that bullshit. I never, cause this, mind you, I'm still a fucking virgin at this time. I was like 21,
Oh
and
wow.
so he was kind of like pushy. He's like, damn, like we've been talking for like
When
months
are we gonna do this?
and yeah, and it was kind of creepy to the
Oh
point where
God, what?
I was still living at home with mom and Michael. And Michael, I
Oh
told him
yeah.
about this guy, and Michael, him being like that promiscuous, like
He had a
everything
lot of
sexual, like
experience.
tickled his fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically he knew what I was doing. Like, I would always get all giddy when my phone lit up, and he just knew I was talking to this guy. And it was to the point where Michael was creepy, and he tried to like look through my window at night and try to like catch me in the act or so. I don't know what the fuck this was. Anyway, he was just trolling. No, so mind you, we're just, on this constant like sexting, like just talking to each other. Not
You
even on the
sent back
phone, just through
shots.
text chat. No, ew. Anyway, don't patronize my actions. Anyway,
I'm
um,
not.
so then I'm like just curious. I'm like, okay, because he's very because after he got out, when I was still talking to him, he got out of the military. He was in the Air Force Special Forces. It's just glorified fucking door greeters at the fucking gate. Anyway, he went off to training um because he became a civilian military cop. I don't know what the position is. Essentially, he became like a civilian police officer that patrolled the Air Force base.
Okay.
So it was like basically he had the same
Yeah,
job,
I
but
know.
just now it was a civilian
Yeah.
job. Um, so he had to go away for like 3 months, and he came back and he couldn't have his phone or whatever. He came back talking to me. But in that meantime, I decided to look him up on socials.
Was it
This whole
creepy?
man was fucking married. He had a whole ass fucking marriage. I
Oh,
mean, as far last time I checked, they did get divorced. But basically, I found that out and my heart literally dropped, and I'm like, bye.
you
Like I
ghosted
just
him?
fucking ghosted. I fucking ghosted
But
his
you
ass,
lost your
and then
virginity to him?
no, no, no. Well, not actually. Like basically, we did everything but like
Oh,
everything but
I
the
thought it was a
actual
different
act.
guy.
No, that was that. You knew about that police officer guy?
No.
All right, anyway. So that was my first like relationship experience, and it taught a lot about me. Basically, my morals came first. I could have continued to see that guy because I was like attracted to him.
Yeah.
He made me felt good, like whatever. Like I felt like he gave me attention. But
I've
he
been
was acting
through
funny and shit.
multiple scenarios like that, and it's
But
like,
the fact that I can hold myself accountable to like wipe my hands clean before, that bugged me. That made me feel bad.
no,
I'm like, damn,
that's
like, did
what
I
I
just ruin a marriage?
no,
Like,
that's every time it came to that with me, I was the Joe Schmo, what they call it in the Navy. But every time it would happen, I would not be the initiator.
like, I think that
It was the other
women
person.
that are not happy in their relationships, they seek out those thrills. And if you look like a good time, they would be like, yeah, like, whatever. Like,
So
man, are
I
you
just
that
let it
freaking Rico
happen.
Suave? Like, yeah, but
Like that
if
Rico
you had,
song.
if you were firm in your morals and you knew that it was bad, wouldn't you stop it, or you didn't give a fuck? Like
I didn't care at the time.
that's that fucking dopamine hit. That's just like I'm about to bust this fucking nut and get the fuck out of here. I'm being serious. That's how people
No,
fucking
I'm
get like fall
serious.
for
Every time
temptation.
it was the girl, they were the aggressive type, like
But
throw you
if
on
you
the
knew they
bed and
had
like just jump
fucking
on top of you type, like literally
man,
from the movies.
so you're literally never the initiator.
No, especially during those times.
Mm. But you freaking know that like you were a freaking playboy in the Navy, I think. I don't know. You be talking about
No,
fucking man.
I remember my friend when I first started talking to Alicia, one of my best friend Navy friends, he's like, man, Malpass, he's like, you could get any girl. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's
Did
just
you
like,
view yourself in that light? Like you thought that, or
no, that's what I was gonna say earlier to you. You know, like I'm obviously not the most attractive,
like
ideal, like
conventionally, like yeah.
tall, dark, and handsome. So there's only a specific type of person for me. But I was gonna say I do have a certain confidence about me that if I am attractive to a girl, I will
Hmm.
let them know that. That is something I've always done. Um,
Like you're very forthcoming with your intentions of like I like you or I'm
like I'm
attracted to
attracted
you.
to you, yeah.
I think that that kind of cuts some of the
Like I'm
tension
pretty
or cuts
bold
some of the like
sometimes.
awkwardness. But
Yeah.
that's not That doesn't like deter you when like women don't receive it
I mean,
well.
I told you I got kicked out of a bar one time because it could
That's so funny.
because that could be depending
It
on
comes off as creepy.
if
Some
you're not
some
a
women are
if you're
like,
not attracted to them.
"Ew, I'm not attracted to
So
you.
now
I
it's
don't want you to
creepy,
even
yeah.
breathe my same
But
air."
if it was
Yeah.
a different man that they were attracted to, they wouldn't think
They
that's
would throw
creepy.
themselves all
Yeah,
over you.
it would be the
Yeah.
opposite.
So I guess it's hit or miss. Like I wouldn't be as I like if I was in that scenario of like a guy walked up to me and was like I'm interested in you. I would just be like, "Okay, thanks."
No,
But I
so I don't
wouldn't
do it like that.
like
So
regardless,
the way
like
I
I
do
wouldn't
it is like if it's in person, I will just talk casually and just like the other day ago I seen a girl at the store and I thought she was cute and I could smell her perfume and I just said, "Is that your perfume? It smells really good." And she just like blushed and smiled and said, "Thank you." Just
but
something.
it didn't go beyond
Yeah, but it
that.
didn't. But my point is that you can start with something like for any maybe
I
any
think that'll build
guy.
confidence.
You could
In that
start with
scenario, it made you
like
feel
any
like
little
confident,
things, like any little things. It helped, like because I know some guys are just so scared to even talk.
like stuck in their
They're
head.
so
Yeah.
scared to even talk to a
Is it
girl.
like fear of rejection or
Self
self-confidence or
confidence, fear of
a little bit of
rejection,
everything?
out of your league. Um, that.
I mean, but that's the thing. A lot of times women are stigmatized as being like stuck up bitches or whatever.
Mhm.
And like, I don't think that's the case
I don't think so
for
either. And
most
also the
women.
way I see it
That's
too.
just what you see online, like the vanity, like the girls that are all about vanity, like they think they're so hot that they only deserve like the reciprocated man.
I mean, that's like
Um,
celebrity stuff, but also the way I see it too is why I'm not afraid to talk to women is, we're all freaking human. Like we're all
mm,
human, you're human. We all have our anxieties and confidences and it's like why not? I'd rather shoot my shot and get rejected than ruminate about what if I did this. So, I
yeah.
think I've always been somebody that who is willing to take a risk
Well,
than not.
if you put it in perspective of like what's the worst that could happen?
You
It's
just
like,
say
oh,
no or
rejection. You'll
yeah,
probably never see this woman
never
ever
again.
again. And if she rejected you, she didn't deserve your time in the first place. It's
Exactly.
like it's
Yeah.
just a sign to you to look elsewhere
Mhm.
when you like. So it works in your favor. And if you're resilient and it just like shots like that just like brush off you like nothing, like go
Yeah.
for it. But I think that you will find connection when you least expect it, when you're not trying.
That has been
That's
a
like the
common
biggest
theme for me in the past couple months.
like it'll come to you naturally because that's just the aura, the energy you're giving off.
Mhm.
Like the universe like rewards gratitude, and
I
it's
think
just
so. I think the universe rewards more of the energy you put out, which is like the foundational 101 of karma is
like if you're desperate, you're gonna attract
desperate
desperate people,
energy.
and that's
Yeah.
toxic. Yeah.
So if you are just comfortable and at peace and grateful and just taking life day by day and in the moment, um, you will attract that grateful, peaceful energy. Um, and yeah, exactly what you said when you least expect it. So before I end this podcast, I want to know. So I have two questions. One is, since we last talked a year and a half ago, what do you think is the biggest thing that you've grown and developed as a person? Yeah.
Um. So I've experienced a lot more calm since the last one. Like my life has not been a little less chaotic, and I think that's because I've grown to live a little like less focused on perfection. Um
Hmm.
so Like I don't expect, I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not expecting like perfection out of like the people in my life. Like my kids are
Mm,
growing. I've dampened my expectation to fit the reality of the
hmm.
situation. Like I don't expect Chris to be Prince Charming. Like, all his little nuances that makes him unique. Like
He's more like Shrek.
don't yeah, that is not a
He's
compliment.
more like the Shrek charming, like Shrek and Fiona.
Yeah, so
You know?
maybe that's us, fucking green hair and everything, but live in the damn swamp. No, but
Candle earwaxes.
so me being able to dampen my expectations has worked in my favor
Oh
because then you're
yeah,
not as anxious.
100%.
You're not. It doesn't create like a tension,
And it's just in the
for the
moment too.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've also just focused on gratitude, focused on,
yeah, that's
just
huge.
like radiating positivity. Um, Obviously, like I still have my anxious moments and I
We all
still
do.
fear for the future of society because the shit that's going on in the world
I
is just like
know.
heartbreaking.
I know.
Um, so it's like I'm just trying to navigate my little piece of the world. Like like people don't realize this, but like every single person that lives in this world, their lives is just like a little like like piece of the universe.
It really
You know how
is.
microscopic,
No, it really
but it
is.
feels so grand to like to live through. Like, every day you're living, you're experiencing the world. So it's like
Yeah.
I dampen my expectations of the world so that I don't feel like I don't have any control. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm,
that's just I just started like releasing my like want for control of things. And that's like it creates like a mindset where
mm.
it's like you don't have to be 100% anxious and on edge all the time.
Well, especially about the things you can't control, like I'm always reminded
Yeah,
of
that's
the
like
serenity prayer, let
that's
go of the
essentially to
things you
like
can't control
where what I've been leading to. Like I just couldn't find the words. It's like letting go of trying to control
that
things
you
that
can't
you
control
can't.
physically,
Yeah. Yeah, so
including people.
that's where I've been trying to the what I've been trying to say, but I just couldn't find the words. So
Yeah.
essentially it's like stop trying to control people and stop like expecting things from them when it's like they have free will. It's their, you might want
Mhm.
things, but you cannot, crash out when you don't get what you want from other people.
Mm,
It creates like a peace of mind. It's like, okay, well, if I want something badly enough, I'll do it myself. But don't expect someone else to do it.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
listening to a poem this morning, and he was talking about how God he said, why would God, the almighty luminous quintessence of the world that is almighty and powerful, limit himself to one label?
Hmm.
And the whole poem was saying, he said, I don't have a religion that I follow, but if there was a religion, he said, love would be my religion. When you have love as the focus, you see things more clearer. And there was another poem I was listening to where he was basically saying, if you don't have when the man truly finds God or peace, he would rather die than say anything unloving into the world. And that just hit me.
Hit you.
Yeah, because it's like,
Dang.
if you would rather die than say anything unloving, it's a reflection of the energy that you put out into the world.
Yeah, that's like pure loving energy. It's
Yeah.
like, because then that goes with like selflessness. It goes with
Compassion,
compassion,
kindness.
understanding. Yeah, so if you can find that all like encased in one religion,
So be it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But that's not like the corruption of man has ruined that.
Yeah. So
That's most religions are like, for example, I like a lot of the principles in Christianity, right? If I had to lump myself with a religion, I would probably say Christianity, but not organized Christianity. The concepts and the principles,
yeah.
not the actions. Because I don't believe in, oh, I'm not going to go to heaven if I don't tithe 10% of my paycheck. That's bullshit. I can literally kneel on my in front of my bed and light some candles and fucking pray for forgiveness.
Well,
Like
well, there's
I can go and
another.
read the scripture myself,
Well, there's another Sufi poem where he says, "If you can't find, uh, if you can't find love in a temple, you won't find love in your heart." Um,
Exactly. It's the individual.
so it always comes back down to yourself and the internal reflection. But the last question I wanted to ask you was, well, there's actually two. What is
Okay.
So this is something new I added to my podcast. What is one thing that you would like to see change in the world today?
100% people experiencing the world as intended and not from their phones and social media.
Mm,
Like even just raising my children, I see the dynamic. Like they are allowed to have access to their tablets and on whatever, right?
mm,
They're 4 and 5. They're allowed, but limited. The doom scrolling is creating just a generation of zombies. The AI, the lack of work ethic is being affected because if children are deciding I can make billions of dollars dancing on TikTok instead of learning to become a doctor or learning how to develop the next cure for like cancer or whatever,
mm.
we're gonna have what does the future look like? When all the current
The
people
Matrix.
that have that work ethic, if they all pass on, there's who's gonna take their place?
Yeah,
You're literally gonna be freaking
the Matrix.
brain rot is gonna rule the world. Like
The
we're
brain
like
rot.
or
There's
like
gonna be a brain rot AI. Like
yeah,
that's his
so
whole focus is just to
I
make brain rot.
I have been able to witness in real time the effect of like too much
It
stimulation. My kids like
it
they
zombifies your
like
brain. Like you
exactly. Do
just
you know
zone
like
out.
you spent time here with both of my kids.
I had to take that shit away from
Cameron
him.
Cameron he is like his brain is just
Is he
like
potty trained yet?
wired to it. They're both potty trained now. Like 100%.
Hey,
Like it yeah,
finally.
I'm so proud of
Did you
them.
give him a cookie?
So, no.
You didn't reward
I
him?
just started so that we tried that before. So you know what actually worked, which is kind of crazy because it happened like overnight.
Right.
We took away pull-ups because they used to be exclusively in pull-ups.
Because it
And
feels
we
like a
just put
diaper.
on yeah, so then they basically understood the concept of a pull-up. I can pee right here. I have no reason why I
Because
would
it's
need to
still a
get up from my
diaper,
spot
yeah.
and go to the bathroom. So took away pull-ups because mind you, we did all the incentive shit. Oh, if you go, you
Your
can get it.
reward.
I was spending my paycheck on a million freaking Hot Wheels. Oh, we'll give you a new Hot
Your
Wheel
whole
card,
paycheck.
Mario Kart, like legit. So
Oh, God.
or like, oh, we got a million lollipops. You can have like that shit did not work. So essentially, we just gave them underwear that had like a lining in it, like a little cotton, kind of like a period panty, and they
A
literally
period
didn't. They
pain.
just he pooped himself once, right? He pooped himself
He
once
still
in that
tried it.
underwear. And he felt so uncomfortable. But this I think I fucking traumatized him and I feel so bad. I took that dirty, poopy fucking thing because it was gross. I'm squeamish. I can't stand
Gagged.
smells. So I did gag, but I had to throw it in the washing machine and what.
Oh.
But no, this is what I
I would
did.
have just threw it
He
away.
took it off. He took it off and was like, "Mommy, I pooped myself." And I took it and I literally showed it to him. I said, "Next time you poop yourself, I'm gonna make you eat this shit." Like I was tough on it. I said, "Cameron, you want to eat this next time?" And he got so scared. He's like, no, no. Never did it again. I fucking brute forced his ass to
That will
fucking
teach
potty
you.
train. I fucking try. I feel so bad though. Like obviously I didn't make him eat his fucking poop, but like I showed it to him. I said, "Do you want mommy to be cleaning this for the rest of my life?" He's like, "No, no." Like he like was so fucking scared. But yeah,
So,
I don't even know what we're originally talking.
no. So, last thing I wanted to ask you is just I always end my podcast like this. Is there anything about anything we talked about, anything on your mind that you think somebody listening right now would take away, resonate with? Yeah, yeah.
If you feel the temptation, don't fucking do it. That's all I can say.
That's
Don't
it.
do it. No, no, like just more on that topic specifically of like, because this is it's such a common phenomenon
Yeah,
in the world in
yeah.
relationships. Like, there's 7 billion people in the world. You don't think that you're
You're
gonna
gonna.
resonate with
Hmm.
any other person you come across in the rest of
Yeah.
your life. And the thing is that you have to weigh the pros and cons
Hmm.
because there's always a solution within your own relationship. Like
Mm.
people have to realize that. So if you think about it in the terms of why am I attracted to this person, or what about this situation makes me gravitate and feel intense? And you have to say to yourself, can I find this same feeling within my marriage? Can I re-spark
Mm.
you know what I mean? So
I
you
think so.
you take the
Yeah.
feeling and you basically apply it and say, my
I think you
like
can. Yeah.
soul, or like your soul, your nervous system, whatever, is seeking
Let me
something.
apply
And
it
then
to
it's, yeah, so you have to figure out at a ground level, it's like, what am I
what am I
lacking in my
missing?
life?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what about this
That's really
scenario, what about
good.
this
That takes a
guy,
lot
like,
of self awareness.
exactly. So you have to, first off, you have to be receptive and self-aware to like even receive those thoughts, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like you have to, it's kind of applying like the whole like CBT like type of thing, catch it, check it, change it, whatever.
Mm.
That like part of therapy. Basically, you have to be able to slow down and like analyze your internal thoughts. And some people just react
They're more reactive.
sporadically.
Yeah.
They're more like, oh, like let me react right here, right now,
Hmm.
versus slowing things down. When it comes
Mm.
to something important as like a long-term relationship, you should care enough to be able to take that moment to slow down
I don't
and
think I've
think
ever
about,
had temptation like that where it was just like,
man,
well, actually,
so
I almost did, where it was like
what
almost
the
in the
heck?
moment.
Like during your
And it
marriage
was so bad because
or
it
just
was when she
recently?
was pregnant.
Dang,
It
man.
was like in the moment. Like,
Is that one? Man, you put me through some awkward ass shit. Y'all be fucking arguing and my whole ass, like I was there living with you guys, and the shit was awkward.
and then we would have makeup.
I mean, I don't know about that, but sometimes that makeup shit is like the
The
more
most
fucking
toxic.
intense fucking,
Yeah, but it's so toxic.
cause cause it stems from a bad place, but then it's so much
You try to,
dopamine and
yeah,
so
you
much
try to,
like
it's basically like trying to
numb
cover,
yourself
yeah,
to
numb it
like,
up with sex, but the problem is still there. The foundational
but
problem is still there. Yeah.
so my specific situation, I found I basically boxed in what I need slash want from this situation. I basically, and I talked to Chris about this, I'm lacking a third party person that I can talk to and vent to that is not
Therapist.
like, I mean, I guess a therapist would work, but sometimes therapists feel like intimidating. It's like a clinical setting. It's not, you feel like you're being analyzed. So finding a friend, a neutral friend that could still make you feel comfortable and at ease and able to talk to, I think that's what I need in my life. And that's what I
Uh,
can make this, because
Platonic.
I've never, yeah, basically my intention with this relationship is to be 100% platonic
boundaries.
and also like a professional workplace.
Yeah.
Like we can just fucking joke around and
Like
play and feel at
truly just a
ease.
friend.
And it'll feel like, yeah, it'll feel like I don't even know like his thoughts on this. Like it's
Oh
not like I talked to
yeah,
the man and
yeah.
was like,
That's something.
so this is like as of right now, it's like a one-sided, very strong intuitive read.
Okay, one
And
last
usually
thing.
my
One last
intuition
thing.
is not
Then
wrong.
one last thing, and we'll close it out.
Oh my gosh.
How would you feel if Chris had a girlfriend that was platonic?
I would definitely not love the idea of that. I'm being a fucking hypocrite right
That's
now.
what I'm
I
saying. That's what
am.
I'm saying.
I'm being a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
And
Strictly
I will
platonic,
admit that.
but he was
I will admit
attracted
that.
to her and but
Um,
strictly platonic.
because here is why I will say that I would be jealous and admit that.
Mm,
Me and Chris have been through a situation where he was talking to other women. And
mm.
we went through all that, and I trust that he didn't do anything beyond talking, but it did break my trust. And he knows that I probably have my trust for him is probably at like a 90%. So
So
9% I
where do
trust
you
him,
think
10% I'm cautious.
so what do you
But
think
we've
it's
worked through all
okay?
that conflict.
Do you think it's okay for when
It
you're in a
is,
marriage for guys to have truly platonic girlfriends and girls to have truly platonic guy friends?
I think that it's not an impossible thing. It can be healthy in the manner I'm saying where I am placing the boundaries of it's a platonic friendship,
Mhm.
right? So if you go into it with both parties knowing the intention,
Yeah. And
then it's
respecting
fine.
each other's boundaries.
So, but I think that I'm also stigmatizing that men are fucking dogs. You know what I mean? I don't believe that to be true, but that is a stigmatized stereotype. And I don't
I
like
think
doing
it's
that.
like
Like I don't like
50-50.
placing it there. But women can be the same.
Yeah. Women have
Like you
needs.
just said, all these girls are throwing themselves at you knowing that they're actually were married. You've literally lived that. So I
Yeah.
don't want to sit here and say men are fucking dogs and fucking will sleep with anything that gives them attention. 'Cause like literally this like platonic work thing that
Yeah.
literally that's
Just
the
enjoy the
box and it's
friendship.
staying in
Yeah.
there.
Just enjoy the friendship.
So I have no worries about the status of my relationship outside of that. Um, like I'm
But if
confident,
Chris
but
had
this is very subjective.
If Chris had a girlfriend,
I would have to if it's that scenario, the only thing that would make me feel at ease, because I would let it happen, like I don't give a fuck,
okay.
is that if he would have to be comfortable with me tagging along occasionally.
Uh,
Or like me
like
be like
seeing the
I would want
dynamic, like observing the
I
dynamic
would
of it.
want to, because mind you, this is also a thing. When I first started like realizing like this, there was chemistry between me and this guy. I even offered to Chris. I said, "Hey, you want to come meet him?"
He's gonna
Like
observe
that's
y'all's
the biggest
chemistry.
sign. That's the biggest sign that there is no insecurity. Is if you could willingly
Ah,
invite your spouse to come and meet this person.
and you can watch y'all
That
dynamic.
takes off a lot of the yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of the jealousy off the table because it's like you're not trying to hide. You know what I mean? It's like,
You
oh,
would
like
the
if you
other
were
party would
secretive, you would
just
never let them meet this person.
yeah, but the other party would just have to be comfortable getting to know them as well.
And it depends on their intentions. If
Yeah.
they're friends with Chris because they want to get in his pants, like I'm gonna sniff that shit out. Like I'll put a stop to it. I trust my gut. That's like the biggest thing that has kept me going is
Intuition.
like trusting my intuition. And I literally like that's something we can just cover in a different podcast. But I have such a strong somatic reaction to energy and intentions
I
and
think it's
like
true. Yeah.
I can fucking read people before they even open their mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's just
I believe
and
it.
I've developed that over years. Like it's not something that it's just like I was born with this shit. It's like
Yeah.
I've been noticing subtle things.
It's
Like
real.
I'll notice small things and be like, there's meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Because the universe does not stand still.
And the
There's always
universe
something going on, and
and so much of the universe is invisible. But it's like,
man, don't even get into like the different dimensions and
I'm not.
planes
I'm just
and
saying
sound wave. I know,
there's
I'm
so
just saying
much of the
like
universe that's
so much.
invisible, but the hardcore scientists want to prove and see everything, and it's like maybe we have these limitations for a reason, but uh I guess that's it. Thank you for
Boop.
coming on.
Man, I feel
Feel free
like
to share your.
your podcasts are like less structured. Like when we first started, I feel like it was like, here's 10 questions and we're gonna like go down the list, and I don't know,
I
so
just go with the flow.
it's good. I just don't want to like feel like I said something that's gonna like bite me in the ass later.
Nah, I
I'm
think
gonna
you're
share
good.
this. Okay.
Yeah. You want to promote your socials if you want, or no?
I don't have to because I'm not a social media person. Unless you want to see a bunch of my kids, but
Okay.
um
Well, thank you.
yeah, Nitro Spaceship on everything. Nitro underscore spaceship.
All right.
And
Thank you, sister.
bye. All right. Love you. Bye.